I can feel something behind me, man.
Yeah. Oh, my hair's standing up.
Yes.
Residential home, spirits in the house. How many you got here? 5, 6? And I tell everybody 200.
I was a big non-believer at that time in the paranormal. I just thought it was a bunch of hocus pocus. My wife was sitting in the other room and she looked at me and she said, if you think I'm moving into this house, you're out of your mind.
We're coming, I'm coming, something like that.
I just heard footsteps upstairs.
And I looked over, there is a Civil War soldier with, I'll never forget it, half his face was gone.
Andy, if you're in here, can you make that red light behind me go off?
We're ready.
Whoa. Thank you.
His first part of the family with his first wife was mostly filled with tragedy.
If you have a message to send, you can just tell Dave in his ears.
Sometimes they like to convince you that they are children. They'll play ball with you, they'll do all that stuff to lure you a little bit.
Are you standing behind me? Dude.
But one of the eeriest feelings is when you're in this room and you hear that latch, just the doorknob turning.
That was in this closet. That was behind this wall, right where they would hide, right where they would enter the hiding spot. You don't have to hide in there.
Oh, gosh.
Tucked away in the quiet town of Franklin, Kentucky, sits one of America's most unique haunted mansions. Built in the most violent time in American history, the Octagon Hall isn't just haunted by the ghosts of those who died there. It's also haunted by the memories of war and tragedy that still send shockwaves through its brick walls.
The house is an 8-sided house. That's why it's called the Octagon Hall. The house began being built in 1847 and it was finished in 1859. It was built by Andrew Jackson Caldwell. He was a farmer and a Southern sympathizer during the Civil War. The house was used as a campground during the Civil War. Both Union and Confederate soldiers stayed on the property at one point in time. And they actually camped out on the backfield. Even to this day, you can still hear what sounds like soldiers back in the backfield.
I got up and I remember facing into the parlor, looking around, and I turned my head and lo and behold, off to me, coming off to this foyer, was a Civil War soldier with, I'll never forget it, half his face was gone, and he had his hands out like this. And I looked over and I remember looking at it real quick and I went, oh, hell no. And with a broken foot and everything, I turned around. And people always say, don't run. Well, when the fear gets inside of you that says, there's something wrong here, Barry, you better get out of the way, you don't stop that.
All the corners of the room either come to a point or they have a closet. Like this wall right here doesn't have a closet like it should, like in all the other rooms.
Okay.
So we always wondered, why is there must be a void there. So we ended up cutting into the wall, and you can see that here. And when we cut into the wall, we found that there was the hollow space. And we found some suspenders and some coat buttons and a few bullets. And what they would actually do is the room above this room, there was the closet in there. And in that closet, they could rip the floor up just a little bit, lift it up, and drop people down in there. And they would hide Confederate soldiers in there. When we opened this, it was a weird feeling in the house.
Yeah.
People say, residential home, spirits in the house. How many you got here? 5, 6? And I tell everybody 200, because you never know who you're going to get, because there's a lot of tragedy, a lot of death, a lot of experiences we've had here.
But in history, one haunting tale stands out above the rest, and that's the story of Caldwell's daughter, Mary Elizabeth.
The winter kitchen down in the basement, she was either playing or cooking. She was around 11 to 13 years of age at that point, so she very well could have been cooking. But either way, an ember popped out and got on her dress and engulfed her. She died 3 days later in her bedroom. But she is the most prevalent spirit we have in the house, and she always seems happy. You may even get an EVP of her saying mommy. She loves to call out for her mommy.
Okay.
And then they had another child. His name was Andrew Jr., or went by AJ. He was 9 months old when he passed away. He was playing upstairs and ended up falling down the stairs and breaking his neck. His first part of the family with his first wife was mostly filled with tragedy. And all three of them are buried on the property in the family cemetery.
We also saw back there that there was, we saw a sign that said slave cemetery. Is that?
Yes, there is a second cemetery out there. It's away from the family cemetery, but it's also, it's just a little walk back, and it's encircled by a circle of bald cypress trees, which don't grow here, but they were imported here and put around the slave cemetery.
So pretty much anyone that would have died here in the house would have been buried on the property except for his second wife and Mr. Caldwell.
Yes.
In my estimation, there are so many children here that Mary gets credit for a lot of stuff, okay? So people come up and they go, oh, I got to see Mary Elizabeth. And there's other spirits up there. And they're not all young either, but as we know through the paranormal, sometimes they like to convince you that they are children. They'll play ball with you, they'll do all that stuff to lure you a little bit.
The picture in the middle there, that is Mary Elizabeth's mother and Mr. Caldwell's first wife, Elizabeth Akers Caldwell. That picture, we found it as a little tintype. We had it blown up. My grandfather and I brought it up here, and he was trying to get it plumb and everything, and then next thing you know, he heard somebody scream, "Mommy." He was pretty sure that was her mother, and then when that happened, he was like, that is for sure her mother.
Right.
Yeah.
For some reason, the doors in this house love to open and close on their own. This room was the hospital room.
Oh, okay.
This door right here loves to open on its own, and it's latched now.
Right.
But one of the eeriest feelings is when you're in this room and you hear that latch, just the doorknob turning.
Oh, I bet.
Like I said, during the Civil War, both Confederate and Union soldiers stayed here. And anyone who was wounded, they would bring them up here to, have little surgeries if needed to. And, back then they didn't have the time to repair wounds. If they had a wound on their hand, foot, whatever, they did a lot of amputations.
Mm-hmm.
So there are actually bone piles that have been found on the property where, somebody had a leg amputated or whatever, and it was just thrown on the pile.
This property is very special. And, you got to remember something, that Andrew Jackson Caldwell was actually believed to be a 33rd degree Mason, highest in the Masonics. He built this house using those theories. When you look at that, it just tells you that this house is put here for a special reason. Everything was used from his property. The limestone was put right here. There's limestone underneath of it. It could be actually a sinking creek runs out this way. It's above ground. It cuts underground, and guess what? Runs underneath Octagon Hall. So the water, the limestone, all adds up to a paranormal mega house.
Oh, wow. Full basement.
Yes. This right here is where one of the other hiding spots I was telling you about is. This is right up under the foyer in the front of the house, where we are right this second. This is actually under the front steps.
Oh, okay.
My grandfather was working in here one day and moving some stuff around. He leaned up on the wall, and he leaned up right there, and it gave a little bit. And so he was, a little taken aback by it, like, why'd that wall give out?
Sure.
Well, he started looking, and there was no mortar around these bricks right here. And so what would happen is the union was going to raid the house, and he found out about it. They would pull the bricks out, and you can hide people up under the front steps.
Okay.
And then brick it back up. And I mean, for years we didn't even know that it was a hiding spot. So somebody raiding the house quickly really wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
And found 4 Mississippi coat buttons and a bunch of pistol balls in there that fall out of people's pockets and stuff like that while they were in there. Went in there with a metal detector and found those. But it's a decent little area. If you're trying to hide people, you could hide a few in there for sure. And this is the tack room. This would have been where Benjamin, depicted by our mannequin here, this is where he would have stayed. This was where he worked on all the tools for the farm as well as all the leather work for the house. This was his room until he passed away. He was the only one that I'm for sure of that was a slave that stayed in the house. So this is the fireplace where Mary Elizabeth would have caught on fire. Like we said, don't know if she was playing or cooking, but at that age, she very well could have just been cooking. But we've had many times this little thing right here that holds this pot likes to swing out on its own. But the other place that I really want to show y'all, it's not a hiding spot as much as it is a way to get in and out of the house quietly.
So like an escape spot?
Yes, this is the tunnel entrance.
Oh, wow.
We had heard many times about a tunnel, and that's why we ripped the concrete up on this floor, because we had an idea of where it was. And if you show your camera down there, you can see it would go down and then cut back. And we got a ground penetrating radar out here, and it goes back and it splits off into 2 ways. One, it cuts off to the left and goes to where the slave cabin used to be that we had on the property. And over there, the ground penetrating radar found a 40-foot room 12 feet under the ground.
Oh, wow.
We hadn't been down there. There's rumors that there was a system that met in with that tunnel that went all the way to Franklin. Whether it's true or not, I'm not for sure, but that rumor may have come about by a tunnel leading to a cave system that then led to Franklin.
Yeah.
Which is more likely. But we found that, and it goes about 3 feet to the back, and it's collapsed in.
Okay.
I want more than anything to be able to crawl in there, but I'm a bigger guy for one, and a tight space like that, I don't know how well I would fare in there.
They want to tell you their story. They really want people to know what they went through and how they were, and what happened here. Just be open-minded, because it comes in several different ways in this house, and you'll feel it. It's an interesting home.
All right, so this is abandonment, starting out in Mary Elizabeth's room. It's a pretty active part of the house, but right outside the door, we actually have the plasma ball charging the house. It's in the stairwell. Hopefully the energy flows through the stairwell and into the various rooms throughout so that we can actually get some activity charged up inside Octagon Hall. I'm excited for this one. Right here, actually, yeah. It's in. Whoa. That was weird, plugging the camera in and the REM pod just starts going off. That was weird. Alright. Keep touching that for us if you can, thank you. We'll be back, we're gonna go run some errands. We're back. We're back.
Feels super strange here.
All right, so we are just getting started with our investigation of Octagon Hall. We're up on the second floor. There's a lot of activity up here. From what Bear and Isaac told us, there's quite a bit of child energy on this floor. A lot of movement, a lot of voices. So we'll see what happens. Mary Elizabeth. Mr. Caldwell.
I'm getting cold chills like crazy.
Are you?
Yes.
My name is Ryan and this is Dave and we're here to talk to you. We're not here to ask you to perform parlor tricks for us. We're here to ask you if you would please come and talk to us and show us that life can exist after death. Is there someone here with us?
Mary, is that you? Did that thing just beep?
What thing?
That.
No.
I just heard two beeping sounds.
Do you think it was the REM pod?
I don't know. Walking through?
Yes.
It was. It was the REM pod going off.
It was.
Is there someone in the
Infirmary?
infirmary over there? We have absolutely no idea, but the REM pod actually didn't beep at all. Not until we started talking about it, that is. Do you think it was the REM pod?
I don't know. Walking through?
Yes.
It was. We still have no idea what actually caused the beeping sound that we heard, but it seems like something's trying to get our attention now. Is there someone in the infirmary over there? Are you a soldier? Are you a soldier? Let's walk over there. We're in the infirmary now. Were you a soldier?
I was.
Did
Did you
you?
hear somebody talking?
Yes.
Who is talking?
These chilling voices that we heard and captured didn't come through the mini portal. We know this because there are 3 microphones in this room, and the only one that picked them up was the one that was furthest away from the device. Hearing how loudly the first of the 2 voices comes through sends chills up my spine.
I was.
Did you hear somebody talking? Yes. Did you hear somebody talking? Yes.
You heard that, didn't you?
Yeah. There's a box in my hand that if you walk up to it and speak clearly, it should be able to pick up your voice. Can you walk up and tell us your first name?
Whoa.
Is there someone right here at the end of the bed?
Who was it that was just touching that red light right there? What is your name? Is it Mary? Mary, are you here?
Doesn't seem like her.
No.
Please speak more clearly. Can you come through this? If I set it down on the bed, will that make it easier for you? I don't feel good all of a sudden. I'm getting like lightheaded.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why, because we just ate.
Ryan isn't feeling good. Is there somebody who can tend to him in here?
Whenever the Union Army would show up, where would you hide? Can you tell us?
Can you make a knocking sound of where you would have been hiding at?
Was it in here? Is this where you'd hide? Come on, where are you?
Andy, are you in here? Andy, if you're in here, can you make that red light behind me go off?
We're ready. Can you do it now?
Thank you.
Did you hear it say ready?
Yeah.
We're ready.
Thank you. What? Was that the bed that you're holding?
No.
What? What?
That was in this closet. That was behind this wall, right where they would hide, right where they would enter the hiding spot.
Open it up.
Are you in here? We're not here to search for anyone. We're here for a friend. We're here for a friendly visit. You don't have to hide in there.
Oh, gosh.
That was loud.
Whew. I can feel something behind me, man.
Yeah. Oh, my hair's standing up.
Yes.
Who was hiding in here that came out to say hello now? It's cold. It's cold right beside me. Is it cold?
Whoa.
You okay?
I just felt something tug on the back of my shirt.
Really?
Yes.
Did you just touch Dave? I don't know if you would have been in that or not. No, you probably wouldn't have been.
I was right here.
I'm going to zoom out on this. That was very strange. I mean, there was nothing really too clear that came through, other than, I swear, right before that REM pod went off, when you asked it to, I swear it asked us if we were ready.
Yeah, it did. I heard it say that.
It said, ready? And I said, yeah, we're ready. Boom, REM pod goes off. That was weird.
It was weird.
You want to put it on the stairs pointed towards the wall? See what I mean?
Whoa.
Whoever that was, did you follow us in here? Is this the same person that was playing with that upstairs? Whoa. Wow.
What in the world?
I don't know. Well, thank you. There's a little toy bunny right beside it in the wall, actually. Where'd you go?
That was super strange.
That was. It was very bizarre. That was weird. We kind of got caught up in the moment of that REM pod going off, and I forgot to turn on the action cam. Can you stand over there in the middle of the hallway? By the stairs? And Dave will take your picture? Just like the photographs that are hanging on the walls of this house, we've seen pictures of many of the family members of the Caldwell family. Dave can take your family picture again right now.
Whoa. Something just was standing there for a sec. Let me try and recreate it just to see. Well, thank you. Did you see that come up?
I saw something flash, but I wasn't sure where on the screen it was.
Boom. Scared me.
Thank you. Was that you that we just saw? Thank you. Crap.
Can you try it again? That was weird.
That was. Something showed up on the SLS screen, and then boom, all of a sudden the REM pod started going off again for the first time, and it's been silent now for about 5-10 minutes since the first time it went off.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Here, maybe they were standing here watching my screen.
Maybe. Did you want to take a look at the picture that Dave had? If there's more than one of you here, someone go stand on the stairs or by the stairs, and you can look at the screen. Or you can look at the picture.
Here, I'll go on this side. I just feel like there might be somebody back here, but there's a cannon there that just about broke my kneecap.
Watch out for the cannon.
Is that one of the hideaways back in there? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how much more I can hold this thing.
Yeah.
I can always switch you if you want.
Yeah. whenever you're ready. Whoa. That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
No. You really like that thing, don't you? It is pretty neat.
Here, you want to switch me and we can go into the room where... Whoa.
That was weird. It's like standing right outside of that tool shed room.
What was it they say his name was? Benjamin?
I can't remember.
I think he said his name was Benjamin.
Whoa.
Benjamin? Damn.
Benjamin, is that you?
This is the tack room. This would have been where Benjamin, depicted by our mannequin here, this is where he would have stayed. He was the only one that I'm for sure of that was a slave that stayed in the house.
Whew, I've got cold chills bad.
It scared me.
Yeah.
Whatever's here really likes that REM pod.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go into that room?
Yeah. We're gonna come into this room over here, is that okay? Benjamin, are you in here? That's my brother's name, Benjamin. So if you're down here with us, we'd like to talk to you. I'm gonna walk into the summer kitchen here.
Okay.
You wanna walk in here with me?
Yeah. Mary Elizabeth? We heard something really sad happen down here.
Why'd you look up like that?
Where?
You just went like that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. But when you did that, there was something that flew over your head.
I don't even remember looking up.
How come you stopped playing with the lights out there? They are for you.
Coming out of that room. What do you think?
I don't know. Well, EDI just went off.
Did it?
Yeah.
What color?
Blue.
Is there someone over there by that box now? Did you move to that toy? That device?
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. I'm putting headphones on right now.
Dave is right there behind me. He is in the parlor. The parlor is actually not only where they had their gatherings, family gatherings, friends gatherings, but also this is where the funerals were held here at Octagon Hall.
What?
I said that's where the funerals were held. Is there anyone here with me? If there is, I'll be asking the questions, but you can answer by going over to Dave. He's the one sitting in the parlor.
Dave.
Dave?
Female voice.
Yeah, Dave's sitting in there on the chair. Mrs. Caldwell? Are you here speaking to us now? Please say your name to Dave. My name is Ryan. What's yours?
Go with us.
Go with you where?
Which is very weird. I'll have to explain that later.
Okay. If you have a message to send, you can just tell Dave in his ears.
A few seconds ago, I thought I heard it say something about coming. We're coming, I'm coming, something like that.
I just heard footsteps upstairs. Right before he said he heard someone say that they're coming. Yes, please, come on down. If you have a message to send, you can just tell Dave in his ears.
A few seconds ago, I thought I heard it say something about coming. A few seconds ago, I thought I heard it say something about coming.
How many children lived in this house?
Mom?
I tell you what. Why don't I go upstairs and when I point to the picture of your mom, you can say yes to Dave. How about that? I'll point to a couple different pictures, and when I point to your mom, say yes. Coming into your room, Mary Elizabeth. Is this your mom? Is this your mom? Is this your mom?
Dave?
Yeah, tell Dave, is this your mom?
I will, male voice. I thought I heard a little kid say mom.
But she is the most prevalent spirit we have in the house, and she always seems happy. You may even get an EVP of her saying mommy. She loves to call out for her mommy.
Is that what you want? Do you want to find your mom? How many of you are in this house right now? How many people can you see?
There was a male voice there, I couldn't make it out.
How many are there in this house? How many people can you see?
I'm not sure if Ryan is in here with me, but I can feel the presence of two people in here with me.
heard something crazy.
Go up.
You want me to go back upstairs? What's gonna happen if I go back upstairs? I'll go up, but... All right, I'm up now.
Dark.
It is dark.
Female.
Is it dark for you right now? Is that what you see? Or is there something dark here with us? Is there someone here who means to do us harm? Come on, where are you? You made me come upstairs. You said go up. Here I am. Why aren't you talking anymore?
I went ahead and stopped.
You went ahead and stopped?
I did.
Okay.
It just felt like something or someone kept getting in my face.
Yeah.
Like I could feel the presence of something getting in my face.
Mm-hmm.
But the weirdest thing about that is I kept getting this vision like I was standing outside looking towards where the rock wall graves are.
Yeah.
And that's when that voice, "Go with us," came through. And it was very creepy.
Do you think we should go out there?
I don't know.
At this point, we're headed out to the family plot, the cemetery where pretty much the entire Caldwell family, except for Andrew Jackson Caldwell, is buried. And this is what you were kind of imagining and picturing, right? Whenever that voice came through the spirit box that said, "Go with us?" Or what did it say?
Go with us.
Go with us.
Yeah. Go with us. I'll take you to exactly right where what kept flashing in my mind.
Okay.
It was like right here.
Right here?
Right here. But facing this way. So, whatever that means, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I mean, we can start here and see what happens, or we can go back there. What I saw was like actually right about where you're standing.
Okay.
Actually, that's weird. Facing that way. And it was just, "Go with us."
Go with us.
So.
Well, you called.
What did it say?
I don't know, but it was very creepy. Something about lead them or something like that. To the something. Where do you want us to go?
This is it.
This is him.
I mean, are you talking about me? Or Ryan here? Somebody said go with us when we were in the house. Where do you want us to go?
You told us you wanted us to come this way.
No.
What?
This was it.
This was it?
This was it.
The path that Dave feels drawn to leads directly to the second cemetery, the small graveyard for the slaves who were forced to work on the property. Their burial plots are surrounded by a circle of bald cypress trees, which in many cultures is believed to guide spirits to heaven, but also protect against evil. That interesting piece of folklore correlates directly with a very lengthy story that Bear had told us when we interviewed him at the beginning of the night.
All of a sudden, you'll hear on your audio tape, or even disembodied, they will say the word aliens, like a warning to you. Don't leave the circle. And it's a circle of bald cypress trees out there. One guy decides, well, I'm going to leave. This is too much for me. And he starts running down the way, and he can't go anywhere because the shadow figure is blocking his way. So he comes running back up there and says, there's a shadow figure down there. And then we said, well, look around, because now all of a sudden there was like 40 of them all around that circle, and they're all coming in on us. And you could see everyone, just like a mass of them. Never will I forget that.
Bear had told us that they did this, they put it right here on top of the stone, and something crazy happened. I'm not doing this out of disrespect. I'm doing this to try and give you the best opportunity to communicate with us, that's all. So I just wanted to say that right now. We come here with all the respect in the world, and we don't mean any disrespect by putting that there. It's just someone told us that they did that and it helped you talk, so that's what we're gonna do. Hello? Putting my glove back on. Step over here a little bit.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There was a voice that came through right then, too.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Thank you for that. See? I told you we weren't trying to be disrespectful. It just seems like you can use it like that.
Whoa. That camera's getting that right.
Yeah. That's wild. Can you push that off of there?
Did you hear a voice?
No. What'd you hear?
I just thought I heard talking.
Is this the same person that came through and was touching that when we were in the basement?
We're going to ask you some yes and no questions. And if your answer is yes, we'd love for you to light that up like you have been.
Did you work here? Were you enslaved here?
Dude. Thank you.
We're so sorry to hear that. We can't imagine what that must have been like. Are you trapped here in this circle?
Oh. Dude. Are you standing behind me? I just saw...
We're outside in the middle of a field. There's no reason that should be going off like that.
No. Thank you for answering us. How strange.
It's like it led us out here. The REM pod started going absolutely nuts. Over there, it didn't even go off once on that stone wall. Set it down over here on the stone, just like Bear had said, and it starts going nuts. We got a couple of words through the ghost tube Vox. Now it just seems like everything is peaceful again.
It does.
But it makes you wonder, who wanted you to come out here?
I don't know.
It's amazing how impactful this interaction was, even though it was only through a REM pod. We believe that someone buried in this cemetery led us out to this spot to simply show us they're here, to draw us away from the Caldwells, and to make us aware of the reality that they were forced to live on this farm. Their lives were drastically different than the family who wrongfully owned them, and they shouldn't be forgotten. So just in case there was anyone who still wanted to leave a message, we left a camera, the REM pod, and the ghost tube Vox on this site, while we went back to the house to tear down the cameras inside. And while we were walking back to the house for the first time since we left it empty, the EDI plus meter signaled a change in the air pressure. This would be the last unexplained occurrence we would capture at Octagon Hall. Because for almost 20 minutes, the REM pod and ghost tube Vox were silent, and nothing unexplainable was captured on the camera. It seemed whoever led us here
Walking up the lane now.
had achieved what they set out to do. Well, we want to thank anyone who talked to us while we were here or while we were gone. We want to thank you for allowing us into your sacred space. And we also want to thank you for talking to us in the house if you did earlier in the night. Won't be long now. The sun's going to be coming up here soon. So we got to pack up and head out. We genuinely appreciate your time and anything that you said to us tonight. Man, I got like a static charge.
Dude, I did just at the same time. Look at that.
Yeah, the hair's standing up on my right arm.
Both of mine. I just heard something down here.
Carl, or the one, or whoever you are down here. We've heard stories that you've made people run out of here because they were so terrified.
Hi.
Hello. What? All right, Dave, so we are here in Felicity, Ohio,
Yes, we are.
and tonight we're going to investigate the Broadwell funeral home.
Here we are. Another location tonight. Something kind of new for us, a funeral home. I don't think we've ever done a funeral home before.
No, I think this is the first funeral home that we've ever done for the channel, and really the first funeral home I think I've ever investigated. So it's going to be an interesting night, and it's actually just the two of us here tonight because both Jason and Steve had to work. So
They did.
we're going to get to tackle this place just the two of us.
Absolutely. I think we've got some potential thunderstorms moving in later on, so that'll be good if they end up getting here. And yeah, a completely brand new experience here for us tonight.
Yeah, this funeral home in particular, I believe they said it was built in 1910.
I think so, yeah.
So, and it operated as a funeral home for over 60 years. So that's a lot of funerals, a lot of death. And those are the two most emotionally charged moments in anyone's life, especially for the people around us, are the moment that we're born and the moment that we die. And being in the
Absolutely.
business of death and being in the business of funerals, there's probably a lot of energy trapped here in this building.
I would imagine so. I'm anxious to get in here and speak with Mike and see what he has to say about the place. the homeowner.
Yeah, I'm really interested as well, and I have heard that Mike has had some paranormal experiences of his own here. You want to go inside and talk to Mike and see what he's experienced?
Let's go find him.
All right, let's do it.
Would I say the Broadwell Funeral Home is haunted? Oh, definitely. It is definitely. The chair that you're sitting in will rock just for no reason. We've had people here that tell us that the spirits do not like the chair in the living room. It does not belong in the living room. And if we leave it in the living room, it will just spontaneously rock. It was built in 1910 by a man by the name of Christopher Broadwell, and he operated it as the Broadwell Funeral Home from 1910 until 1944. In 1944, he decided he wanted to retire. He sold the business to a man by the name of Carl Gwatney, and he operated it from 44 until 74. The first night that they were here, we went to the basement. I was a big non-believer at that time in the paranormal. I just thought it was a bunch of hocus pocus. Well, when we got in the basement, that's where the embalming room was in the basement, and we were standing back in the embalming room, and the gentleman that was holding the ghost box, he was asking questions, and he was getting answers to those questions. Probably 5 or 6 questions went by, and he asked, when you were alive, did you work in this house? And the answer was yes. When you were alive, were you the undertaker? Answer was yes. When you were alive, what was your name? And it came back clear, Carl. So that was the second owner of the house. And he said, do you know who currently owns the house? And as clear as we're sitting here talking, the spirit answered, Mike. So when we finished downstairs and we came upstairs, my wife was sitting in the other room and she's watching all this on a monitor. And she looked at me and she said, if you think I'm moving into this house, you're out of your mind. So we've decided we're going to turn this into a haunted bed and breakfast.
All right, Dave, so we are now inside the Broadwell Funeral Home. And it's kind of funny how we came across this location. It was literally last minute. So we want to thank Mike, who owns this beautiful funeral home, and Austin from the Paranormal Underground Network, and everyone that's involved here for allowing us to come in here and investigate and film, because we literally got a hold of them today around noon to come here and film this, and drove the 4 hours it took to get here to start this investigation. And it was the most last minute thing ever, so we want to thank them personally. And it's interesting listening to Mike talk about this place, because he wants to turn this old funeral home that was built in 1910 into a haunted bed and breakfast. And I think that's just a crazy cool idea. I think this is going to be an awesome attraction that people can come, have paranormal experiences, and turn it into a weekend getaway. So whenever they finish that, this is going to be a really cool location. But there's a lot of paranormal activity because it was an old funeral home. I mean, Dave, what feeling do you get walking in here?
I just heard a really high-pitched humming sound.
I did too.
That wasn't your stomach?
It came from like right over here. I thought it was your stomach at first.
No.
Dave, what feeling do you get walking in here?
I just heard a really high-pitched humming sound.
I did too.
Down here feels just a little more sad, a little more solemn as you walk through the door, and you kind of just feel like the eyes on you once you walk through the door. We don't really know what to expect, and we're already hearing stuff.
Yeah.
There's no doubt it's the Broadwell Funeral Home's haunted. The first time I came here, I got in the crawl space, and it told me to go or I'm gonna effing crawl in there with you. One time I was here with Mike Brill was upstairs cleaning, and I was over here on the side room, and the door behind me was open, and then when I came over to get something, it was closed. So then I put a camera up, and I was over there, you can hear me cleaning, and then you can see it on the camera. It just swings open, shut, and then it just shuts real hard.
It definitely is creepy down here.
Oh yeah. And I believe Mike was saying that the room right up here to the right is where they actually did the embalming. And if you go in and look up into the rafters of the ceiling, you can see where the lift would have been, where they would have lifted the casket up to the viewing room.
You can even see on the ground where you have the walls that would have gone around this room right here.
Yeah, he said right up against this wall over here and over here is where they had the tables, and of course it would drain right down through here. And right here was your lift.
But you have to think about, in the process of embalming these bodies, there's not a lot that we understand about death. And that's the most incredibly fascinating part about this for me, is just the mystery behind it. Could there still be a piece of energy left within these people when they made it to this room, and that energy left whenever they embalmed their body? And maybe that's why there's paranormal activity down here. Or maybe it has to do with the people that used to live and run this facility.
There's a guy named Carl. There's one named One. He calls himself One. And we believe that he's the one that makes people sick. He's made teams run out of the house. They've completely just left. I've seen people coming out of here puking, stomach aches, pains, can't go on, gotta go home. Some of them won't even come back in the basement.
All right, so up these stairs is actually where they would have lived. The people that worked here, the people that ran this place. And this is their sleeping quarters, and there's a lot of activity up here. Mike had said this is probably the most active place in the entire building, was this second floor. And he's had more experiences up here than anywhere else in the building. So it's interesting, I think.
Go check it out.
The first time that we worked on the house, we were tearing the plaster out of upstairs. That evening, after the people that were here working, when they left, they had left the plaster grit all over the floor, so I thought, well, I'm going to clean all that up. And I had my 2 dogs up here with me. All of a sudden, I heard this like a grit, how when there's something on the floor and you step, like it was coming up the stairs. So both of the dogs got up and they ran over and was standing at the top of the stairs looking down the stairs. And I walked over and hello, nobody talking to me, nobody answering, and the door was locked. There was nobody in here but me and the 2 dogs. And I went back upstairs and went back to sweeping, and a few minutes later I heard that sound again. The dogs ran over to the stairs and was looking down, and again, nobody there.
So Mike did confirm to us that there was one death within the house, and it actually would have been down this hallway here in this bedroom, and it was one of the old owners of the funeral home named Woodrow. Yeah. And they said that to this day that they have a problem with flies in there, which is strange.
Yeah.
Upstairs in the back room, even when it's -3 degrees outside, the whole entire room's full of flies. There shouldn't be flies in the middle of -3 degree weather. They were there all winter, and just that room.
There has to be something unexplained to the reason why the flies collect and congregate on these windows. I mean, they said they just come by the hundreds, if not thousands, and just get trapped. And he even said it looked like the window would be moving with the number of flies attached to the windows. So, but this isn't the most active room.
It is not.
Mike said the most active room is right down the hallway here.
The middle bedroom upstairs, I was hanging drywall, and in the closet. When I got finished, I came out and my 1 dog was laying on the floor. I told her she was going to have to move because I was going to drywall in there. She walked out in the hallway and immediately turned back around and walked back in the room, right over to the closet, and just took her head and peeked around the corner, and all the hair on her back stood up, and she just stood there growling.
This is going to be a really interesting spot. I think this whole area, this whole floor is going to be good to just set up a camera. You can pick and choose whichever end of the hallway we want to do, but for the abandonment, where we leave our cameras set up and go, which we've been doing for years now, I think this second floor, we're going to want a wide shot of that hallway into the different bedrooms, because you never know what's going to happen up here.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited to get started with this investigation. I'm excited to start exploring the spirits and the energies of the Broadwell Funeral Home.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's get started.
Let's knock it out.
All right, so Dave and I are here by ourselves inside the Broadwell Funeral Home. We're gonna start with the basement because Chris told us so many interesting things about this basement and how he said that it starts to come alive around midnight. Well, it's getting close to midnight. So this is where we wanna be, is down here in the basement. Dave's gonna run the Estes because he is the best out of any of us at hearing the voices, and hopefully we can get some good activity down here, so let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, roll in there. All right, let's do this.
Ask him.
Ask who? Just started right out the gate, you got a voice. If there's anyone down here, my name is Ryan, and that's Dave. We're here to communicate with you. We've heard a lot about you. Chris was telling us that you like to make people sick down here. That you like to open and close doors.
Move back, maybe.
Move back. That's weird. I was getting ready to walk through this door, if that is what it said. I'm hearing something upstairs. It sounds like it's coming from this room here. Whoa. Temperature drop. It's the blue light. Holy sh**. I'm gonna set this on top of this tank. And it stopped. I walked into this room, and as soon as I stepped over that REM pod, there was an extreme
I don't know why I'm getting like a very overwhelming smell of vinegar.
Doesn't embalming fluid smell like vinegar? I'm not sure, I can't say that for sure, but I stepped over that REM pod, And as soon as I stepped over it, it went off. And then basically what it did was it detected a sudden drop in temperature. Extreme drop in temperature. For it to beep that fast and that loud, it means it was an extreme drop in temperature. And that was weird.
There's a male voice that keeps trying to come through. You might want to ask him to speak stronger.
Who's the male that's talking? Carl, is that you? If you want us to hear your message, you're going to have to talk louder. Go over there closer to Dave. If this is the one we're speaking to, or whatever Chris called you, can you come closer and talk louder as well?
Slowed it down a little bit.
Dave slowed down the sweep to see if that would help you speak more easily.
I heard the word dead.
Are you talking about yourself, or are you talking about the people that were embalmed right where Dave is sitting?
Speeding it back up. Carl, are you down here?
Carl, like Dave said, are you down here?
They went down, go back down, something like that.
I'm gonna shut this door to try and drown out the sound of that water. That helps a little bit. Carl, if you ran this funeral home and you died after you retired, why did you come back here? There's a lot of speculation on things, and Chris has told us that you've given him some answers, but we want you to tell us for yourself, because we don't want to get it wrong. We don't want to tell your story wrong. If you're down here, can you tell Dave your name so we know who we're talking to?
Hi.
Hello. What? Are you behind me? Can you shut that door? You did it for Chris. Can you just give it a push? Do you like people coming into this basement trying to talk to you? Do you like people coming into this basement trying to talk to you?
I'm going to turn it off now. Is there anything you wanted to say? Not a whole lot there.
That's all right, because some weird stuff is happening out here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
There's a weird vibe in here.
A little bit. It's a little apprehensive.
If there's anyone here... That came from over here.
Yeah.
That wants to talk to us. Man, I got like a static charge.
Dude, I did just at the same time. Look at that.
Yeah, the hair's standing up on my right arm.
Both of mine.
Are you standing right here in between us?
A 100% charged right here.
Yeah. Both at the same time, we both felt it. Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Now, what'd you hear?
I heard like a It's so weird. It feels like there's something playing with the hairs on my arm.
Yeah, me too. My right arm is just like standing straight up like someone's holding a balloon to my right arm.
Mm-hmm. We can feel your energy in here. And that's okay. That's why we're here. That was too weird.
That was. Woodrow or Carl or anyone that's here that can hear my voice. We're not here to try and intrude. We're here to talk to you. We're here to learn about why you love this building so much. How many services did you hold in here? How many viewings? Whoa. That was a weird sound. How many services did you hold in here? How many viewings? Whoa. Viewings. Whoa.
Come on in here with us. You don't have to be afraid. Did you work here? Did they have your funeral here? Did somebody you know have a funeral right here in this room?
Mike said he's going to turn this place into a haunted bed and breakfast. Would you like it if he turned this into a place where people can come and stay?
What about that door to the basement right there? Can you push that open? What about that door to the basement right there? Can you push that open? Or pull it the rest of the way closed? Come on, we'd really like to see that.
Or if you walk down the stairs for us, it'll let us know that you're here. Come on down and stand on that landing before you get to the bottom. weight on the floor up above our heads. Who's upstairs? You can come down here and talk to us. You don't have to avoid us, that's why we're here.
Woodrow, are you up there? Could you try and do this for me if you're up there? Would you like us to come upstairs and talk to you? If you would, knock on something.
Woodrow? That was a weird sound. It came from his room.
Sounds like it's starting to downpour.
It does. There's a storm moving in. Can you get energy from the water? Can you get energy from the water to come communicate with us?
Woodrow, we know that you unfortunately passed away in this room. Would you mind coming in here and talking to us? I think my dead light just died.
Completely?
Yes.
It didn't dim before it died, did it?
No.
Woodrow, are you pulling energy from that light that Dave had? Because normally those dim down pretty low before they die.
Yeah, we've really only been using them at half.
Yeah. Are you draining our batteries, Woodrow? We'd also love it if we could hear your voice.
Was that you?
No.
Come on out, Woodrow.
That sounds straight up like someone walking around downstairs.
Was that you?
No.
Was that you?
No.
I wonder if it's the chair.
What if it is the chair rocking?
Okay, you wanna go check?
Yeah.
No, it's still.
But that was loud. Rosalie, if you're here, you can come talk to us. Or I can come up into the attic and hang out with you.
I just heard something down here.
What did you hear?
It's like a very distinct knocking sound. Who was that? I don't know how you didn't hear that.
I heard you turn and move.
That was very strange.
Who's the spirit that Mike's dog picked up on. There's a dog barking outside right now. Oh, do you want to do the solo? Solos? Yeah, we can. I thought I heard a whistle. Solos? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. I thought I heard a whistle. I think because people saw a little girl in the attic, and it's not an area that's very easily accessible, I kind of want to climb up that ladder into the attic and see if I can communicate up there. I want to take the SLS with me. Okay. And set that up and maybe a camera on a tripod up there. Okay. And see if I can get some communication with whoever's up there. So, you were getting a lot of activity on this first floor. I was. We can try and do first floor and attic and see if we can get some activity there without contaminating each other. Yeah, we can see what happens. Yeah. So I'm going upstairs by myself into the attic, and if you're wondering how you get to the attic, because we didn't do it on the walkthrough, there it is. So I'm gonna have to climb my happy ass up here. A lot of people have reported seeing a little girl looking out this attic window up here. Mm-hmm. So, this just goes to show you. You want to trade me? Go camera first, and I'll hand everything up? Sure. Got it. I want to show you guys this here real quick. I don't know if you can see that or not, but right here on the rock it says 1910. And then it says 1029. So it's weird to think about that. It's 2021, and this was probably carved into this chimney 111 years ago. 111 years ago. That's crazy. 111 years ago. Just in case we didn't introduce ourselves earlier, my name is Dave, and upstairs in the attic is my buddy Ryan. What's your name? Can you push that rocking chair for me? Rosalie, if you're up here, could you stand in the middle of the attic? People see you looking out the windows all the time. Whoa. Hello. I really would like to speak with you and figure out why you're here. Why you haven't moved on or crossed over. Or maybe you're not here at all. But that's why I'm here. To try and find that out. So please don't get upset with me. Please don't get annoyed or frustrated with me. Could you please step back away from it so it stops alarming? I'm not trying to ruin your fun time here. Please? Whoa. Whoa. Can you just take one more step back? That's weird. Thank you. Could you go and stand out there in the middle so that I can see you? I'll take your picture with this weird looking camera that I have.
It takes photographs. We've been doing this for a very, very, very long time, trying to communicate with those who have passed on, that we know to have passed on. And maybe you don't know that you've passed away or passed on, and that's okay. This is where most people come for the last time for all of their family to gather around. It's getting close to the end of our time here. We have a 4-hour drive home. Can you come out and say something to me and speak to me so that I know you're here? I really wish you would come out and talk to me. I'm not trying to scare you, and I don't want you to scare me. That's not the point here. The point is communication and finding answers to the questions that everybody who are still living have. And over the years, we've gotten some pretty good answers from different places all over the country. Right?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I think there's not much going on up here.
Yeah, there's not down here either.
I was thinking what we could do is do an SLS sweep of the whole house and then see what activity we can get, and if we don't get anything, then we can just start heading home since we have such a long drive.
Alright, give me a second, I'll come up and help you.
Okay.
Alright, so we are getting ready to do an SLS sweep of the full house here, of the full funeral home, to see if we pick up on any figures here. Let's end the investigation with a sweep of the full Broadwell funeral home.
You want to start in the basement?
Let's start in the basement.
What?
It's mapping the walls around the doorway there.
Is it?
Yeah, so again, when we did the hotel room video, people asked us why we said that it was mapping the furniture in the room. We always say this about the SLS. You have to be aware of your surroundings when you use it. Because as you can see on my screen right now, it is mapping both of the walls on either side of the doorway here. And from looking at the screen, I can tell that 100%. But when you have instances like what we caught at the Twin City Opera House.
That's it. Now, if you could pick up rocks and throw rocks. What? I've never seen that before.
What's that?
There's something crawling on the floor in front of Dave.
Still?
No, it's crawling on the floor.
Like still?
Yeah.
With that figure crawling on the floor when there was nothing there, that is bizarre. That's the stuff that you want to look for. If there's anyone down here, Carl or...
What?
I don't know, it just... There's nothing there on the floor. And it just did a weird map. It's mapping this chair right here right now. Something else showed up and like rolled across the floor and then disappeared. That was kind of strange.
Who's down here with us? If you're down here, walk in front of those light beams that you can see. Maybe you can see them, I'm not sure.
Are you over here in the embalming room? Carl, or the one, or whoever you are down here. We've heard stories that you've made people run out of here because they were so terrified. We thought we were making communication with you earlier.
Hi.
Hello. What?
Or maybe those aren't your names, and that's fine. You can still come out and talk to us.
Let's sweep up. Woodrow, if you're down there at the end of the hallway and you can hear me, if you step out here into the hallway, we can take your picture. I know this is probably a weird looking camera to you, but we use this to take pictures now.
We hear ya. Woodrow, we hear you down there. Can you step out into the hall for us? We're gonna come down, Woodrow. Or Woody, as they called you, I think.
Can I ask you a question, Woody? Why is it they always get flies on the windows in here? Where do the flies come from, and why do they like to stick to the windows in here?
It's coming down out there.
Yeah, the rain's starting to pick up. I tell you what, it's after the allotted time here, just a few minutes after the allotted time that we paid to be here, so we're probably going to have to pack up and go, and like I said, we have a 4-hour drive back, so we are probably going to have to pack up and end this investigation. But I wanted to say before we cut to the end, before we end this investigation, I wanted to say that this is a really cool location. The Broadwell Funeral Home has activity, and we experienced some really interesting energy and some pretty creepy activity throughout the evening.
What about that door to the basement right there? Can you push that open?
And this would be a really amazing location to actually see Mike's dream come to fruition and to see this become a haunted bed and breakfast.
Was that you?
No.
Hi.
Hello. What? So, and the best way to do that, guys, is to get out here and book investigations, because that's, the more people that are coming here and investigating, the easier it's going to be for him to be able to get the supplies and things needed. to be able to turn this into the bed and breakfast that it can be. So definitely come out here to Felicity, Ohio and visit and investigate the Broadwell Funeral Home.
Yeah, well, for those who are interested in booking here, I go through the UGPN, the Underground Paranormal Network, and that's Austin Maynard. I think he's in Bryan, Ohio, and that's who you would contact. One other thing that I could mention was that when we first got the house, the plumbing was just a disaster. So we knew we were going to have to replumb the house, and we hired a plumber. And he came in and he worked a day and a half and never came back. He will not, to this day, he will not answer my phone calls. He will not answer text, anything. So I think he did a lot of work in the basement, and I think that he was in the basement and something scared him and he never came back.
So the most visual experience I've had out of the numerous would be probably when I saw a apparition from the neck down, leaning up against the staircase.
Whoa. What? I just heard somebody walking down here in this hallway.
As I was walking up the stairs about halfway, started getting a very intense feeling on my chest.
Whoa, again.
What the heck was that?
The general and I have had some encounters that have not been visual that tell me he's very much intelligent.
Something just touched my knee.
The hell was that? I got chills, dude. That sounded just like archers.
I swear something just now touched the back of my leg. It felt like something just touched the back of my leg. Have you ever been touched in here?
What was that? Did you hear that?
I heard something.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm like on edge.
I don't have an explanation for how that could be possible. That is probably one of the craziest things we've had happen.
This quest brings us to Winchester, Indiana, to the historic Stone Mansion. Built on just over 2 acres of property in 1872, it was built for General Stone and his wife Lydia. We're definitely looking forward to getting in there, and from the looks of the place, I think once the sun goes down, it's going to look pretty daunting. There have been a lot of reports of strange goings on. The general and his wife Lydia passed away within a year of each other in 1891 and 1892. So a lot of the reports of paranormal activity do stem from the general and his wife. So we're going to head on in, check it out, get acquainted with the building.
Here we are inside the Stone Mansion, one of the most historic buildings in Winchester. When was it actually built?
Construction started on the building in the year 1868, and records say it either finished being built in 1872 or 1873.
General Stone, who built this mansion, he was a pretty wealthy man when he finally built this mansion. What did he earn his wealth from?
So he was a man that had his hands involved in everything. He was born and raised in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, and his father was a general contractor. He learned the trade from his dad, and when him and his bride Lydia moved to Winchester, he began to build and make his money in construction. He also was in state government, both before and after the Civil War. He was the merchant general during the Civil War and in charge of the state bakery. Although the historical records and documents say that he was very trustworthy in that work, it would have been common at that time for a merchant general to skim supplies off at the top, sell it to civilians, and pocket the money. So that's another way that he could have made some funds in a less than ethical means.
Right.
After the Civil War, he also was part of the board of directors, president of the board of directors for the Winchester Wagon Wheel Company, as well as the founder and first president of the First County Bank in Randolph County.
Wow, so he had a lot of different hats that he wore in his years, and he built this mansion kind of as a last home for he and his wife?
He died in 1890 and his wife died in 1891.
So is that where they believe the hauntings of the Stone Mansion began?
There have been numerous claims of seeing Lydia, and there has been one person, myself, who has seen the general.
And what is your most extreme paranormal experience here at the Stone Mansion?
So the most visual experience I've had out of the numerous would be probably when I saw a apparition from the neck down, leaning up against the staircase, and the energy was very dignified. And this is my house. What are you doing here? So I'm pretty convinced that that was the general.
What was one of the general's favorite things that he used to do?
On the top level of the mansion, we know that the general was a stargazer because the windows are actually slightly slanted outwards so that he could have a full vision of the night sky without obstruction from the roof. Specifically designed the upstairs for stargazing.
Has anybody ever had any paranormal experiences up there on that floor?
There have been a number of paranormal experiences on the top floor, feeling the energy of a young girl in one of the rooms, as well as an older man. Numerous accounts of people seeing full-bodied apparitions of a girl or a man entering or leaving that room. I had my most intense physical experience at the top of the stairs. As I was walking up the stairs about halfway, started getting a very intense feeling on my chest. And got to the top and I had a device and I said, who's here with us? And on the device came up Jonathan. Lydia, the general's wife, her brother John lived here with them for years. And I asked if they were intentionally making me feel that way. I got the answer yes. I asked if it was to scare or harm or intimidate me, and I got the answer no. I asked if they were trying to communicate how they had died. The answer is yes. Later that night, I looked up the death certificate for John Preston. He died after 24 hours of chest pain.
Do you ever feel like this mansion just kind of draws you in? What was that?
My stomach growled, but I also heard like a knocking sound.
There was a knocking noise.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like this mansion just kind of draws you in? What was that? Yeah.
I don't know where it came from, but I did hear that.
My guess would be up those stairs.
Yeah. So there's a lot of spirits here, then a lot of interactive spirits.
Especially on the second floor in that stretch of hallway between the two staircases. A taller man with a top hat, the general, Lydia, a young girl of about 11 years old. Those are the most common apparitions seen in that hallway. And we learned that there's one room known as Wendy's room with activity. And supposedly there was a wake here for a young girl, although I don't have historical documentation for that. And we found all that out after Tim had seen the apparition of about an 11-year-old girl in a yellow dress.
What other type of spirits do they see here in the mansion, and where do you think they come from?
There is some question if Roger Harris is not here. He was the previous owner before Stop Save the Old Properties purchased it in September of 2019.
As far as Roger goes, why do you believe that he actually haunts the building?
So part of the reason is that he did not want Stop, the organization, to own the mansion. And he did not learn until after the sale was done that the mansion is now owned by the same people who owned Randolph County Infirmary. And he died only 2 months after we took possession of the building.
Wow, where do you hear or see him?
We believe that most of the experiences with Roger is down in the basement. Down in the basement, you get a lot of like K2 hits. It seems to be more like, okay, I don't care that you're here, but go back upstairs and leave me alone. I've had numerous people talk about feeling as though there's an energy that continues to want to hide. So as you go into one room, they go into the next room, like they're trying to avoid you. I also get the impression that the general has control or authority over the spirits in the house, and that he is able to permit them to be as vocal or non-vocal as he so desires. The general and I have had some encounters that have not been visual that tell me he's very much intelligent.
So we are starting the investigation here at the Stone Mansion. We are beginning on the first level here in the parlor, right beside the piano. Now, we actually brought a new piece of equipment for us to try. It's not new, actually. This is a piece of equipment we've used on many of investigations of Paranormal Quest.
It used to be a casualty of Paranormal Quest.
It was a casualty. So back when we were in Savannah, Georgia, investigating Moon River, the antenna actually broke off of this REM pod, and we had since bought a new one, but we wanted to try and salvage this and use it. So Dave and I actually spent a lot of time this week trying to figure out a way to reattach an antenna. We couldn't figure out how to reattach an antenna, but I had an idea to where if we were to connect a piece of copper wire and run it over here to a tray, a metal tray, if we put trigger objects on it, we could trigger the REM pod and turn this metal tray into the antenna. So what we found out about General Stone is that he liked money. So we're going to put some money in this tray here, and we're actually going to see if he will grab the money. And as you will see as a demonstration, let me turn that on.
Okay, there you go.
That's ready to go. You'll see the REM pod is here. Over here is the tray. If I touch the tray, it alarms the REM pod. So kind of an interesting little mod that we did here, but we are hoping that this will help us.
Put 60 down.
You're putting 60 down on there?
Yep, that was me.
There you go. And yep, so you'll see if anybody tries to come over and grab this, it will alarm the ring. So. We're here to talk to General Stone or anyone that lives in this beautiful mansion. If you can hear my voice, we'd love it if you'd come down here to the parlor and talk to us.
And if there are spirits with us, just so you know, what we've laid over there in that little metal tray is currency. It looks a lot different, more than likely, the currency that you're used to seeing. But each of those bills are worth $20 a piece. So there's $60 there total.
And they're there for you if you want to grab them.
So there's $60 there total. So there's $60 there total. General Stone, are you here? Lydia? Mrs. Stone? We're guests here. The owners of the house said it's okay for us to come in, but we do respect you both. We do know this was your house before anybody's. You know, I mean, we understand that you live here still. You both. We do know this was your house before. You both. We do know this was your house before. We're just trying to make communication with you, that's all. Listen. Did you hear that? I thought I heard movement over here. I heard somebody, I couldn't tell where it came from. Listen. Listen.
Hello?
Want to approach the piano real quick? In case anyone just came down. See right here? Those are $20 just a piece. See if you get close to it. And let us know that you're there. That's how we're going to know that you're here and wanting to communicate. We know that you don't have to, and we fully respect that. But we'd like to learn from you what it was like back when you were alive. We're not from this area. Is that you?
I was in this room right over here. Come on in here with us.
Is that you?
I was in this room right over here.
Is that you?
I was in this room right over here.
My name's Steve. This is Dave. Ryan. Again, we're not from the area, so we're just trying to learn about it. Trying to learn about you, trying to learn about the house, or anything that you would care to share with us.
We put some money on the piano there. It's $20 bills. There's a few of them. If anybody wants to grab them, they can. We brought it as an offering, a gift for you all. It's me walking. General Asham? Lydia? Wendy.
Are there any of the servants here still working? We were not given any names, but if you're a servant, you worked here, maybe could you give us your first name? Would you please?
Come on now, whoever wants that money, just walk up and grab it. It's yours, free to take.
What do you think we move up to the general's favorite stargazing spot? 4th floor.
Let's do it. Did you get that?
Dude. What'd you do?
I tried to take an extra step.
Oh. That was me.
Where do we want to do it at?
I don't know. I just had a pedal box over there. I didn't know which way we wanted to shoot.
Dave,
Yes.
where are you?
Over there.
Oh, whoa.
What?
I just heard somebody walking down here in this hallway. It was
Upstairs?
I thought I just saw something moving down there.
It was before you even started moving.
Wait, maybe I'll see.
Hello?
It sounded like somebody was either on that down there, or they were coming up the stairs.
Is there something hanging?
Yeah, chandelier.
Okay.
Because I was standing.
Do you think you capture it?
If nobody's like talking when it happened, then yes.
Also, let me just say that right after you said you heard that, I looked down the stairs because you said it was from down here, and I thought I saw right behind the chandelier, it was like a white, misty light that moved down there.
That's what I think I saw. I saw the chandelier.
Yeah.
But it was like right beyond it.
General, is that you?
Let me move this camera to...
Let's get this stuff set up.
Come on now, I can feel that somebody's around here. Come on up and talk to us.
I want to share with you guys that we were walking up here from the first floor, and when I felt this, like I was going to tell you guys, and then that's when Dave said he tried to make more than one step, like when you trip on the stairs or whatever.
Did you get that?
I think it was the first door to my left or the second door to my left. I think there was only one door before the steps. I honestly felt the presence of I don't know if she was angry or whatnot, but it was a female. And the energy just projected from that room. Like blindsided me almost.
Top of the stairs on the left?
Yeah. And she was very, like, I don't even know, I want to say I know what she was wearing. It was just kind of like I knew it was a female. I could almost see a face, and she had like a white colored like gown on, and I just remember that because I was going to tell you guys, but like I said, that's when you about tripped, and we were kind of laughing about that. But
Lydia, was that you? That Steve saw?
So I came over here and sat down and started thinking about it again. And my eyes almost started watering. Just, like, that's how I react when things get kind of tense.
Right.
And for a while, the up here was really starting to feel like that. The same energy I felt come out of that room. Are you angry with people coming into your home? The only way we're going to know, if you're angry and you don't want us in here, we want to be respectful, but we need to know how you feel about that. If you do not want us in here, right over there against the wall are a couple devices that will help us know that you're here, and if you don't want us in here. If you do not want us in here, right over there, there's a tray with some paper currency in it. If you touch that silver spoon looking thing, or the device right behind it with the orange light, we'll know it's you. If you touch that, we will give you your space. And I just kind of felt overcome by that energy again.
That's strange.
General, Melinda says she saw you at the bottom of these stairs.
Apparition from the neck down, leaning up against the staircase, and the energy was very dignified. And this is my house. What are you doing here? So I'm pretty convinced that that was the general himself.
She said you're a very authoritative gentleman. We wanted to show you that we do not mean you any harm. We don't want to invade your space, and that's why we brought you an offering over there. We put it on the shelf for you.
There's also the thought that, we throw it around too, just because we see their shelves over there, their shelves probably weren't there when the General and Lydia were alive. So, there's the thought that if they go back to the era of which they were alive here after they passed on, are they going to see the shelves? Well, I just feel like the tensity was building up here now. So it's not as tense. What do you think, Ryan?
I feel like there's too many of us. Well, I was going to suggest that we set up the pedal walk for him, and then you and I go to the basement and see what we can get. Because if you were the one that felt that energy, I feel like whoever it was that was trying to get in contact with you is more than likely going to reach out if you're by yourself, if there's not someone else around. Alright, so Dave and I are down in the basement. Steve is by himself up in the attic trying to contact Lydia or General Stone. Down here in the basement, they believe that Roger, his spirit or energy might still be left behind. Roger was the former owner who owned this place before the STOP organization, which is Save the Old Properties. You may remember that we did use this tape recorder technique at the Fairfield County Infirmary, and we actually didn't have any luck because the tape recorder didn't have as good of a microphone as we thought it did. So now we're going to try it again. We ordered a better tape recorder, and here we go.
All right, this is the basement of the Stone Mansion.
Beginning EVP session.
I'd like to communicate with, hopefully, the general, or Mrs. Stone, Mr. and Mrs. Stone, and learn a little bit more about you, your experience in life, or the building, your home.
Roger, you probably recognize this thing in my hand. This cassette recorder. If you get close enough to it, it might be able to pick up your voice. Roger, are you still here on the property?
If anyone's down here on the second floor, my name's Steve. I'm up here in the top floor. And I'd like to meet you if you want to. Myself and my two friends, Ryan and Dave, are downstairs in the basement. We're here with permission, but we'd really like to know if it's okay with you that we're here. Is it okay? Did you say no? Can you say that again?
Or if there's anyone else down here who wants to talk to us, you're more than welcome to come up and talk as well. My name is Ryan, that's Dave. We don't want to invade your space or anything. We just wanted to have a little bit of a conversation with you.
We've come a long way to come and try and talk to you. Would you mind coming out and let us know that you're here?
What was this room used for? I'd like to know about, especially the Civil War era. What was it like in this area during that time? Were people nervous? Were people... All we can do nowadays is study the books, study history, study what you guys went through, and hope that it's accurate. Some of it and all of it. Left. Roger?
Was that you?
No, I didn't hear anything.
I just heard a voice from back here in the corner.
Roger, are you in here with us?
Ooh, yeah, the closer I get back here to this corner, the worse it feels.
Now, if you felt that I was being intrusive, I apologize. I can't see you. Dave or Ryan can't see you. We have no clue whether you're here or not. But we do want to be respectful. I do. Yes, we did get permission to come here by the current owners, or the caretakers, if you will, of the house. But we do know and respect that, that there are, and some, that there are other entities that lived here and owned the house well before the current owners did. And we want to respect you as well. So if you can hear me, and if that's why you rushed out at me, because you felt that I was being invasive or intruding, I'm sorry.
Come on out and talk to us. We have a tape recorder. Speak right into it. What did they used to keep in here?
I gotta walk out of that corner. I'm getting really bad vertigo.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like I can't stand up straight.
General Stone, we're starting to get upset that you're not coming out and speaking with us like a real man or a real general would. Now it's time you come out and start speaking with us.
And that's meant as a compliment, not in disrespect. Yeah, that's what I meant, that's what I said.
Or were you just a cowardly con artist? Tapping your feet? Tapping your feet? What about Brother William? We haven't heard from you either.
That's indeed somebody. Over on the other shelves there are some devices with lights on it. Would you be willing to go over there and touch one of those devices? Oh, there we go. A little bit. K2 or EDI just went off. Yeah, there's a device over there. You can manipulate it if you want to. Thank you. Appreciate that. As you see, it won't hurt you. We've been other places, and other folks just like you have utilized that and other devices we have, and we feel they've come to realize that it won't hurt them, and they're there to use if they wish to use them.
I feel so much better now that I'm standing over here.
We'll go back there. Jesus Christ. What was that?
I ran into the shells.
No, you didn't.
What?
You're way far away from the shelves.
I ran into that. Sorry, tape recorder. It's not nearly as strong as it was, but there's still a little bit of an energy here.
Come on out and talk to us, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We definitely appreciate that. We appreciate you.
This battery's about kaput.
What do you think? What's a good plan of action?
Well, go yell for Steve. Get some new batteries, see what we want to do. I'm going to stop on this. Ending. I'm not going to rewind in case I want to start recording again here a little bit later, but I'll tag it if I start again. Alright. Dave and Steve are getting in the car out here. I'm going to be going inside. They're getting in the car now as we speak. You'll see their camera angle here as soon as they get settled in. I am going to be going by myself up to the second floor, and I am going to have the whole mansion to myself. Hopefully that will help the spirits feel a little bit more confident to come out and talk to me, because there's not a whole bunch of us inside this mansion at once. We found that to be true in the past. The less people, the more comfortable they are to come out and talk. So I'm gonna grab the equipment and go upstairs. Hey guys, we're sitting out here in the car while Ryan's in the house doing his solo. I believe he was gonna start up on the second floor and try and communicate with either General Stone or Lydia or William or Wendy or whoever else may be in the house there. I know I'm just a guest in your home, and you live here, but I would really appreciate it if you would come out and talk to me. My name is Ryan. Traveled a long, long way to come and learn about your life. And I understand completely if you don't want me in your home. But unfortunately, if you want me to leave, you have to let me know. Wendy? Lydia? They say this is your room. But I won't come in unless I'm invited. Right over here is that curved wall. Very interesting staple of the architecture of the stone mansion. And right around this corner is actually where more apparitions have been seen. I'll walk by the REM pod.
When I was doing my solo up in the attic, or the top floor, it was a little quiet, but there was always that feeling where you weren't entirely alone. Yeah. Especially at the bottom of the steps that would lead up to where I was at.
Who's the lady that Steve saw?
or felt? Or felt? Or felt? I don't know where this goes. I don't know where this goes. I don't know where this goes. Could you close the door, please? Just so I know where you are. I think I can feel you up here. There's a strange energy. If you're upstairs, could you walk to the top of the stairs so I can see you?
And impressions like that, no matter who you are, you really can't
Ignore it.
you can't ignore it, but it's very hard to prove. It's really hard to prove to the viewers what you're experiencing at that point in time. Which is why we all try to be as honest and as credible as we can, so that when we do have experiences like that the people that know us at least will give us the benefit of a doubt.
Yeah.
You know, we can't prove it 100% what we're sensing, seeing, or feeling sometimes, but we do make a note of it. You know, we are sharing this with you guys, but there's also, these are going to be memories for us down the road too.
Mm-hmm.
This is our own journal in a way. It's a video journal.
Yeah.
Of stuff that we love to do and we like to share with you guys.
And Wendy? To be quite frank, and I'm sorry to tell you this, but they're not really sure. The people that are doing all the research on this place, they have absolutely no idea who you are. The only thing they know is that people have told them that this is your room. Is this your room, Wendy? Something just touched my knee. The hell was that? There was literally like a pressure right on my kneecap. I'm sorry if that was the little girl that has been seen up here, who they believe might be named Wendy. What was that? What was that? I didn't mean to startle you. You just startled me. I didn't expect something to tickle my knee. That was weird though. It was like pressure, like right here around my kneecap. It was like I felt almost like a pressure or a hand right here on my knee, which was really creepy. It's just a light pressure, just enough to tickle right there on my knee. That was bizarre. I've been up here for a little while, so I'm going to be heading out here soon. I'm going to be going back outside and meeting up with the guys. We're going to stick around a little while, though.
All right, Roger. Are you down here with us? You can use this radio in my hand right here to communicate. Can you say hello? General, are you here with us?
Yeah.
Was that you, Lydia? Who was that? What's your name? We'll start out. My name's Dave. This is Steve. And this is Ryan over here. What's your name? General Stone. Did you build this house? Oh, what was that?
I heard that. That was a sound I haven't heard.
That was upstairs.
Whoa, what was that? Whoa, what was that? Look at this thing right here. Whoa, again.
What the heck was that? Hello?
Look at this thing right here. Whoa, again.
What the heck was that?
Whoa, again.
What the heck was that? Well, because you have the camera, why don't you make a quick sweep upstairs
Okay.
and see if we hear him walking sounds like what we heard.
Yeah.
Because we have this camera on us, so we'll be documented here.
You go see if you can figure out what that is.
I'll be right back.
Ryan's coming up there.
Yeah, that definitely was mine right here.
Hello?
We're not trying to be mean or scary or anything. We're just trying to talk loud enough to where you can hear us.
Who's making noise up here?
Come on down and talk to us. Are you getting irritated that we're here?
Okay, feels creepy in here.
Whatever that just was.
Yeah.
That's what I heard before.
Okay, so that was an interesting sound. That sounded similar. That was me shutting that door. I bet you they'll probably agree too.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah. See, told you.
Dave's going up to check with Ryan to see what that sound was.
I literally just said on camera, I was like, that sounds similar. They'll be up here in a minute.
What was it?
Here, I'll show
That
you.
was exactly what it was.
So I was in that room here, and I came through this door, and then what you heard was me shutting this door.
Really?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Whatever that just was. Whoa, what was that? was that? That's very strange. If you would like for us to get all of our stuff and leave right now, touch that red light on that chair right there, and we'll go right this second.
We will pack our bags and give you your space.
Ryan, you want to try that that one back hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. That one back hallway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the area earlier where I was feeling vertigo and losing my balance. There's another little step up here, kind of like Steve looking at. Was General Stone a nice man? Caught that. Was General Stone an angry man? It's not like it said certainly.
Yeah.
Why was General Stone so angry? Did General Stone have a lot of secrets? Do we want to do another session after this, or do we want to call it here at Stone Mansion? I think
50-50.
personally, if they were going to speak with us more prominently, they would have done so by now. I think so.
And they may already have
They may have.
through the recorders.
Mhm.
And we don't even know what happened on abandonment.
That is very true.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I'm kind of getting the idea that, you know, they, for whatever reason, they really don't want us here. And because they don't want us here, they're not going to communicate with us in the way that we want them to.
Right.
And that's understandable.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's their home, and
Yeah.
we were told they were very private, and
that's perfectly fine, you know. Yeah, we definitely wanted to make communication with them more, but we're visitors here.
Yeah. And I think the one thing that we got from tonight that we can take away is that this house is very historical. This mansion has stood here for almost 150 years at this point.
It's a beautiful, beautiful mansion.
It is.
I love this place.
And the thing that we know is that there's a lot of history here.
Yeah.
And I think that that history does live on in the form of energy. And according to the accounts that other people have had, that there may be some intelligent spirits here, but even according to our own experiences that we know of tonight, there's definitely an energy here that persists and lives on, I think, in my opinion.